Hello, sir. We are doing assignment 5 with 5 programs of ARM. So here my team is there with me. Shubham Shankaram, 19 BCT 0092, Dhruv Singh, 19 BCT 0110, Kartikeya, 19 BCT 0112, Sarthak Gulati, 19 BCT 0119, and myself, Tanesh Gandhi, 19 BCT 0124. So for doing this, we are installing Kale software, Kale MDKRM version 4.74. It is available on kale.com. So here we just have to put our details and select the country and all. And we are going to use LPC2148 device. So we are just entering that and submit. And then we get a link to download MDK version 4. I have already installed it. So I will just share the software. So this is MDK version 4 Kale software. Here we are going to create a new microvision project. I am giving it name DA5 and saving it. So we are going to use LPC2148 device. So here the description of LPC2148 is available. So we click OK, and here we click no to add startup.s. So in this source group, we will first start with add program. So as I've already created add program, so I will add existing files to this group, and I will add ASM to this source group. And so this is our code. Now I will ask Dhruv to introduce about this code.
Okay, so in this program, as we can see in the first line, we are specifying the location where the program is going to be written. And now, if we look at lines 2 and 3, so what we're doing here is using the immediate addressing mode. The first data value is moved into the register R0, and similarly in the third line, we can see that the second data is moved into the R1 register. There are total 15 registers, and all are 32-bit registers. Now, after we have assigned the operands and in the specified registers, we can add them and store them in the R2 register as shown in line number 4 using the add command. And now to avoid the instruction from going in a loop, since it is a sequential instruction, we create a variable B and L in the same line. Now what this does is it will branch the code and it won't allow the program to go into any other location. And this is the end of the program. Now for executing, we'll use the step button and we can see step by step what is happening in our program. So as we can see here, first the value is moved into the R0 register, and in the next step the second value is moved into the R1 register, and in the third step, as we can see, the R2 register stores the value of the addition of both the values in R1 and R0 registers. So that's the end of the addition program. Now Sarthak will explain ones complement program.
Thank you, Dhruv. So I'll be explaining the ones complement program using ARM instruction set. In the area section under the directive, this code will be stored at a particular location. We have written reset code and read only keywords. The read only keyword signifies that our code we're going to use is read only. And moving on to the next section of the code, here we are starting our execution process. Move R0 hash 0x0. This immediate value that we have given here is the value we'll perform the ones complement with. The mode that we have written for the code is immediate addressing mode. Here we have taken that R0, which is a 32-bit register, but you are independent of your choice and you can take any register of your choice which is available. Moving on to the next line of the code, MVM instruction in the ARM instruction set is used to insert the value and put result in the destination register. Here the destination register is R0 itself. Since the source register is also R0, so the result will be, that is the ones complement, will be stored in R0 itself. Next, we have a loop LBL. Since this is a sequential instruction, this should not go to loop that we have created a variable B. which will branch here itself. Variable L, which is also the same, will branch and not go to any other location. This will ensure that the execution of the program is done smoothly and there is no error or stopping of the program. Now we'll see that the output of this code. So first we'll translate this program and then we'll build the program. As you can see, there are 0 errors, 0 warnings down in the build output section. So our code is free of syntax errors. In R0, the value is being stored properly. R0 register has the value 0 and 0. Now moving on to the next section where the value of the value will be inverted and will be stored in R0 itself. And since we move on to the execution of the line 3, the value 8f is being stored in R0, which is the ones complement of 0, and now the program is ended. So to explain the second 2's complement, I'd like Shubham to continue.
Now I will explain the 2's complement. So the first line says area 2's complement code read only, which means the code will be stored at area directory with name 2's complement, and it will be a read only code. And the second line shows move R0 and 0xa, which is the storing the immediate hexadecimal value 0a into R0. Second, then we comes to third line, which has mvn R0 comma R0, which is inverting all the bits of R0 and storing that result again in R0. So that is the complement of R0 storing in R0. In the fourth line, we are adding 1 to R0 and storing the result in R1. So to find 2's complement, first we'll invert it and then add 1. And the BL actually it helps to branching, and the code will end then after that. So like then we'll build the code, and after building, so the first where the value of R0 will be 0a, and after that it will be inverted 0a. So the R0 value is 5555 FFFF5, and after that at the R0 we'll add 1, or which will be stored in R1, and that will be our answer. So next, Tanish Gandhi will show swapping of two numbers.
Thank you, Shubham. So we will first remove this file 2s complement from this and add existing file, which is swap.asm. So this is added to our source group. So in this program, the first line, which is area reset code read only. So the reset is the location of where the program is going to store, which specifies the directive. The second line is move R0 0x3. So the instruction we are here using is immediate instruction. So we are moving the 3 value to R0 register, and then we are moving 0A to R1 register. So these two are the immediate instructions. Then R2 is the register which is used as a temporary register for swapping. And first we are initializing it with 0 value. So in this 5th, 6th, and 7th lines, we are implementing the swap logic. So first we are moving the value of R0 to a temporary register. So now R2 contains the value of R0. In the second step, we are passing the R1 register contents to R0. Now R0 contains the R1 register. And in the last step, we are moving the temporary register value to R1 register. So according to this logic, the numbers are swapped. And LBL is used for smooth instruction of our code. And this is the end of our code. Now we will translate it. So we get 0 error and 0 warning. Now we build it. So program has no errors. So we go to debug and we debug the code. So we will go step by step. The first thing is R0 contains the 3 value. Then in the second step, you can check R1 is having 0a value. Then R2 is initialized with 0. And now we swap R2 and R0. So now R2 contains the third value 3. Now R1 will contain, R0 is containing the value 0a. Now we will pass the value of R2 to R1. So you can check here R1 now contains 3. So our numbers are swapped and program has run successfully. Now this is the end of the program. Now I would like Karthikeya to explain about comparison of the two numbers, that is to find the greatest number.
Thank you, Tanish. I'll be explaining greatest of two numbers. Now, in the first line, you could see area greatest code read only. Read only indicates that this section must not be written to. This is this is a default setting for code areas. Now, if we move to the second line, a basic instruction which is move R0 and the value of A. So basically, we're moving the value of A to a register R0. Now, ARM has 16 general purpose registers, and the namely from R0 to R15, except for R15 because it can also be used as a counter program counter. Now, if you go to the fourth line, and third line basically just says the same thing in a different language. So R1 basically has the value of 1, and R0 has a value of A. So in hexadecimal, the value of A is greater than value of 1. Now in the fourth line, we're comparing R0 and R1. So the comparison basically works as a subtraction. So R0 minus R1 is checked. Now the fifth line, as we've already told, it's actually a branching statement. So this is just to ensure that the statement doesn't go in a repetitive loop. And sixth line says that this is the end of the statement. Now to run the program, we first build the program, translate the program, and then build the program. And now we can see we have 0 errors and 0 warnings. And now we go step by step. Now the first step, R0 has the value of A, and then the next step, what happened? So R0 has a value of A as we expected, and in the next step, R1 will have the value of 1. Now for the next step, we're going to compare the values R0 and R1, and when we do that, when we compare, we actually in ARM, that is basically called the current program status register. This register is set automatically during an arithmetic, logical, or shifting operation. So over here, it's basically a logical operation. So this register has 4 bits. The first one is an n bit, so a negative bit. Negative bit is set when the result is negative in 2's complement arithmetic. So basically, when the value is negative, n is equal to n will be set as 1. The second is a z, that is a 0 bit register, that's 0 bit. So this is when the result is 0. So every bit in the result is 0, and z is set to 0. And then there's a carry bit. This bit is set when there is carry out of operation, basically when you're doing subtraction and stuff. And the next one is a V, that is overflow. This is when there's an overflow of digits, bits. So in this program, you can see n is set to 0. That means R0 is greater than R1 in this case, because n, there is no negative integer here. Negative n is not set to 1, so there's no negative. But then if you change the code and if you make it such that R0 and R1 are equal, and then we have a different output. The output will be slightly different. So if you change R0 to 1 and R1 to 1, basically they're the same things. And now if you do the same operation again, building the program, we go through all the steps. Now we see that Z is set to 1. So Z is set to 1. This means that there is every bit in the result is equal to 0. So that signifies, that actually indicates that both the numbers are in the registers R0 and R1 are equal. Now the same way, in the same way, if we set R1 to be a higher number, then we have something slightly different than the usual, than we expect. Now once we go back to the coding area, and now if the values, if we change the values of R1 to A, and if we change the values of R1 to A and R0 to 1, now we have a slightly different output. Now Now, if you look at the CPSR register, we could actually see that n is set to 1. That means that R0 is less than R1, as it's obviously the case here. So that's the end of the program. So we've shown 5 programs, and all 5 of them have been working. So that's it. Thank you.